Hello, this is Judge Victor Mellenbrink of the 23rd Judicial Circuit in Jefferson County. I'm going to do a walkthrough of how to run COGNOS report to see the clearance rate for an entire circuit for case types within a category. As a reminder, there are broad case categories such as domestic relations or associate civil, and within those broad categories are individual case types. For example, within associate civil, you could have landlord-tenant, breach of contract, etc. I suggest starting with case category unless you really need to get into the weeds for individual case types for some reason. So you start here in the Court Information Center and you click on the COGNOS link. You may need to sign in, hit Missouri Judiciary, and once you're signed in, you click down here where it says JIS Reports. You then go to Court Tools right here. We are going to be running a clearance rate report. Like I said, you can either run clearance rate by case type or case category. For this video, we are going to get into the weeds and run it by case type. As another reminder, a clearance rate report is a time frame report. So you have to pick a start date and an end date. We are going to run this report for fiscal year 2024. So we would set the start date to 2024, July 1st, and set the end date to 2025, June 30th. That's fiscal year 2024. Then we need to scroll down and select which individual judge. You can select one judge or multiple judges. If you want to select more than one, hold the control button while clicking. Since I'm running this report for the entire circuit, I'll hit select all. Next, we need to select which case categories you want to run. Once again, if you want to select more than one, you can hold Control and click. For purposes of this video, I'm going to select only a single case category, domestic relations. Now, this can be a little tricky because for this report, we might need to know a little bit about case coding. I found it helpful to have someone from the clerk's office nearby to help navigate these codes because we may not use them all that much. The case category I'm looking for, I have to scroll down, and it is category ZX. ZX relates to the FC, or Family Court, FC Domestic Relations Report. Just so you keep an eye on it, there is a different category called CC Domestic Relations Report. There's not really very much in that because domestic relations cases are primarily family court cases, so they're coded as FC, but that category exists, so you just need to watch out for it. So we're going to use ZX for FC Domestic Relations Report right here. Once I have the case category selected, I need to choose which case types I want. I need to come over here and click the Reprompt button to populate the case types box. So I'll do that now. And it pops up, and I have to scroll back down. It will pop up all of the case types that fall within the FC Domestic Relations Report category. So I could select one of these or multiple, but for this report, I'm going to select all. Next, we need to select how we want the information sorted. Usually, you'll choose Judge, Commissioner, and Case Type because that will break the information down by individual judge. However, for purposes of this video, I'm just looking for an overview of the entire circuit, so I don't need it by individual judge. If I need to run a report later to get that breakdown, I can always do that. So I'm just going to select Case Type for entire circuit. Remember, you still need to have all of the judges selected over here because this tells you what data will be included. Over here, it's just the sorting option. So even though I'm not breaking it down by individual judges, I still need to include all of those judges' data over here, which is why I hit select all. So case type for entire circuit. Finally, we need to choose a location. For most purposes, you'll just select the county name, in my case, Jefferson. The only reason we would ever use the other ones is if you're running something for a traffic or ordinance report that would use the municipal divisions. So having selected all those options, I'll just double check. So I've got July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025, all the judges, Category FC Domestic Relations. Case types is Select All. Sorted Entire Circuit. Location Jefferson. Everything looks good. Come down here and hit Finish. This report could take a moment to run, so I'm going to pause. Okay, so my report has finished generating. While it was generating, there was a little working icon that generated the report. If your report's going to take a little while because it's a bigger report like this one, because it was for the entire circuit, you can tell it to send it to you by email, and it will work in the background. For what it's worth, that report took 45 seconds or so to run. So here's the report's contents. Here are the case types within the FC domestic category. Here are the number of cases filed for each of those types, number of cases disposed, and the report calculates the clearance rate by dividing cases disposed by cases filed. For instance, dissolutions without children. You can see that we had 361 cases disposed and 352 cases filed. So we had a few more cases disposed than filed. 361 divided by 352 is higher than 100%, so our clearance rate was 102.6. On the other hand, if I look at dissolutions with children, you can see we disposed 283, but we had 296 filed. So in that situation, 283 is slightly lower than 296, so our clearance rate was a little under 100% at 95.6. You want your clearance rate number to be over 100% if you can. That's the goal. There are enough case types that they don't fit on one screen. So if you come down here and hit page down, that'll go to the second screen. And that second screen will include the remaining ones, as well as the summary that shows that our overall clearance rate for this category was 98.9%. So we're close to where we want to be, but not quite there. If you want to see where these numbers came from, the blue underlined numbers are hyperlinks. You can click that number right there, and it will actually pull up those cases that were filed or disposed during that time frame. So for the category or the type that I clicked, I can see that these were the cases that were filed. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, I hope you found this video helpful. Have a great day.